Hey guys, it's Ted Bogert. Welcome back to the Ted Show. I
Hey,
didn't hear it. Hi guys. All right, so we are here with the Tiffany's. It is Tiffany Licata, Tiffany Chapman. They're with Iron Valley Real Estate, Osceola. We're going to learn their journey. We're going to talk about how they got from point A to point B, how they got to Iron Valley. I hope I didn't say Iron Horse earlier. How the market is. We're going to learn all about them. We did it, ladies. Welcome to the show. How you doing?
thank you. We're doing awesome. Thank you for having us.
You look good. The background looks good. Um, the one Tiffany Licata just came from a closing. I mean, you guys are in it. Got your sleeves rolled up, and you are getting your hands dirty in our crazy market. But before we talk about that, I told you before we went live that the audience loves an origin story. They want to know about you all. So give them kind of a point A to point B. You obviously didn't grow up going, I have to be in real estate. I mean, maybe you did, but you'd be very rare. That kind of people stumble into that most of the time. So tell them a little bit about your journey from point A to where you're at now.
Here you
Okay.
first. Me? Oh, okay.
Oh, yes. I was going to let ladies choose who goes first.
I come from a long line of entrepreneurs. My family have run and operated multiple sports grills and bars in the area. And I was working at one here in St. Cloud, and I had a regular that would come in regularly. And she had a family, and it gets a little expensive in the 2008, 2009 timeframe to be out and eating. Um, and I kept asking her, "What are you doing? What do you do for work?" And she told me real estate. And one day I had just had enough of the hospitality life, and I went and I got my license.
Is that was that moment when you got the license? You're like, okay, I did it, and then all of a sudden, you were a multimillionaire. There's a whole
Oh
journey.
yeah, oh yeah, so multi in debt is more like it. That's something that they don't tell us in the school. They're like, sign up, but they don't say, hey, you have board dues and you have MLS dues and you've got dues on top of dues, and it's going to take you a while to be profitable. So it did take me about 2 years to be profitable in my business,
I love that.
because that's
All
what
right.
it is. It's a business.
It's your business. This is your baby. This is both of your babies. Like this is. It's funny because I think a lot of people think all real estate is glamour, and we'll get to more of that after. All right. So second, Tiffany, the second of the Tiffanys, Tiffany Chapman. Welcome to the show. Tell us a little bit about you.
Yeah, so I was born and raised. I'm actually sixth generation Osceola County resident.
Wow.
And I actually always did have an interest in real estate, not necessarily in as being a realtor, but I started at a pretty young age, early 20s, investing in real estate, and that got me hooked. And so I was actually pregnant, very, very pregnant with my daughter at the time when I went to take the real estate course, because I am a nerd. I'm a lifelong learner. And I thought, this will be great. I'll learn so many things that I can use in doing my own real estate.
Where are the meets and bounds of section?
Oh, yeah. All that really good stuff.
So I, in the class, I had absolutely no intentions of going to be a realtor. However, going through the class, I thought, this might be something I'll want to play with. And then as soon as I started, I was hooked, never looked back, kept going, and then, did all the wrong things. Lots of trials and tribulation and figuring out, because this is a business. It's not just a thing we do on the side. If you want to make it in this business and you really want to do well and be successful, you have to give it all. And I learned how to not do things, and the right way to do things, and how to run it as it is, which is a business. Yes. And that's long before we even opened Iron Valley Real Estate Osceola. So yeah.
Sixth generation. That's awesome. That's amazing. I didn't know that existed anymore.
Yeah, I'm a cracker. It's okay.
Hey, girl.
You can say it.
Tell me what it's, before we get into Iron Valley and how that came to be. You obviously there's a partnership between you. You're the Tiffanys is what you call it. Tell us about that, because I think I've been in those. They have great potential, and it's like being married sometimes, or being in a long-term relationship if you're not a marrying kind of person. Tell us about that. How did that come to be? Did you all say we like each other and we're going to do this together, or did it kind of just kind of develop over time?
It was like a 90-day fiance for us. Straight up.
I was afraid to say no.
Nice. I love the answers. 90-day fiance for you all. You need to check it out. It's TLC. Yeah.
Well, you know, Licata, you know, she's been so reputable and such an icon in our area in real estate for so long.
Thank you.
It was, you know, when she presented me with the idea, I was like, oh my gosh, I would be crazy to not want to go, you know, and partner with her and be her teammate. We had done deals together previously and loved working with her. We are total opposites. Totally. We are nothing alike as far as our approaches to things. However,
give me an example, Tiffany.
Oh gosh,
what did your dad say, or was it your mom?
So my dad, who knows us both, said, well, and he's very laid back, you know, calm and quiet, and he says, well, one thing about it, one of them will kill him softly and the other one will just beat their and I'll let you decide which one is which.
I'm going to leave that alone, but I'll let the audience decide which one is which.
But the good thing is we are very like-minded.
Yes.
Yeah.
You know, we set this up with the right way. We didn't wing it. We went through all of the steps, all the vision planning where we did separate business plans, and then we brought them together and compared our vision for the company and our goals, and they had to match up or we knew we would run into issues down the road. Yeah. You can't make decisions together when you're going in opposite directions. Yeah. So we made sure of all of that up front. And while we might have two different ways of saying the same sentence, we have the same meaning. If that makes sense. So
per my last email.
Yeah.
One of my favorites. Those memes crack me up when you see those. I think it's important, but you both have, obviously, in order for my opinion, a partnership to work, like you said, they both have the same meaning. You have the same work ethic. You have the same beliefs about how to treat people. Your business, the way that you approach individuals and your business is similar in the fact of what the ultimate goal is. So I think you can have different approaches to leadership and doing business and that kind of stuff, but the core values that you all have are what keep, in my opinion, that's what keeps a partnership going on that same page.
You can learn systems. Right. You cannot learn compassion. You cannot learn work ethic. Those are things that you either have or you do not. Mm-hmm. And it is very hard to find someone with the same energy and work ethic level as you and the same vision. Mm-hmm. You know, that's true. She likes to do the mentorship and the growing and the business plans with the agents. And I like to do more of the calculated, the math, the business part, the dirty stuff. You know, she's the cute Canva marketing lady, which she tried to teach me the Canva. And I love it. I was like, whatever.
But the way that you treat, I love compassion was a word you used, the way that you treat people, the way you feel about people, the way that you treat this not just as a transaction, but relational. These people are important to you. You were just sharing a little bit, Tiffany Licata, about your last transaction, the way that you spoke about your client. You could tell that you know them, you knew of them, you get involved with them and you care about them.
Yeah, well, and that's just it. You know, we all know that, you know, this field, you're representing people in what could be the biggest transaction of their life, and it's with their most valuable assets.
Yes.
You better care.
Yeah.
You know, you better give.
But, you know, we both know that all three of us know that is not always the norm.
Right. No.
Which is why I always encourage consumers. People will ask me, how do you pick a realtor? Well, you've got to vet them. You've got to find somebody you connect with who has similar values to you, that treats people, that communicates the way that you need. Not everybody's a perfect fit. And that's okay for it not to be a perfect fit.
Right.
I want to do business with people the way that you do business with people.
Right.
I have compassion. I care about what happens to them. I care about when they're stressed out over a closing. I care about when they're stressed out over an inspection.
Right.
We care. It's not just the transaction. Oh God, my paycheck's going to be delayed another 2 weeks because we had to get an extension. We don't treat people like that. You guys don't, I know.
Yeah, no.
And it shouldn't be thought of as a check for us. This is our business, and our business is to help a transaction be stressless for a person that doesn't do this every day. You know, I was in a closing a little bit ago, and my customers, they purchased 3 deals with me, and they had all kinds of questions. And, you know, that's what I'm there for. It's not to just, okay, hey, thanks for my check, I'm out. It's a relationship.
Yeah, absolutely.
Critical, right? So tell me about Iron Valley. Why did you choose Iron Valley? How did that come about? And give us the background, because I've heard of Iron Valley a couple of times, but I'm in the world. It's not necessarily a big known name, but I kind of like that very much. And so tell us how you landed there.
So as you know, Chapman and I came from different business model brokerages, and we felt that there had to be something that met both worlds in the middle to benefit agents. And I was looking for it, and I went to the convention last year, and I ran into the 4 owners of Iron Valley actually at the Florida Realtor Convention, and I hit it off with them, and they were my people. And then a few days later, I had a vision. And I called up my very surprised friend over here, and I said, "What are you doing?" And she said, "Well, what do you mean?" And I said, "What's your end goal? What's your end game? Like, what do you want to do next? What's your next step?" And she thought about it, and she was like, "I don't really know yet." And I said, "Well, I have a proposition for you. I had a vision, and this is what I want to do."
Love it. And how about you, Chapman, as you guys keep calling each other? How about you?
Yeah, when she called me, you know, I was comfortable where I was, and yet I was ready for something more. I just didn't know what that was. And, you know, real estate, it can absolutely wear you out. You can feel like a hamster in a wheel. And I knew I could not keep up with that pace for forever, right? But I, at the same time, couldn't see doing anything else. So when she called me, I was like, okay, you know, I'm listening. And then, you know, she says, by the way, you've got like 3 months before we open our doors. And I was like, oh, you mean now?
Yeah, like right now.
And she's like, yeah, think about it. Let me know tomorrow. And I'm like, oh my gosh, changed my entire life, you know, overnight. So I thought about it. I prayed about it, and it was like, you know what? This is where God is leading me. I wanted something more. I didn't want to do it on my own. I needed a partner who would complement me and my strengths. And
I'm flattered.
Oh,
and, you know, it was perfect. Yeah. It was a perfect match. So you know, our Iron Valley, and I started looking into it, loved everything about it. We made a couple of trips to Pennsylvania where the headquarters are. However, like one of the owners lives down here half the year. So, you know, there's ties here, wasn't brand new down here. There's other offices down here.
Yes.
So I loved the simplicity and just the black and whiteness of their business, of their business model. You know, it was clean cut, and it's a niche that's not found here. You have like your 100%ers companies, and you know, they have certain limitations. You have others that have all these heavy splits and all these heavy fees, and there might be some value in that, but you're going to pay dearly for it. And there was really no middle ground. Right. In Iron Valley, it was like, oh my gosh, why isn't this being done? Yeah. And so it fit the bill down here where we have, and with the benefit of the franchises, that we have all the support and we have all the back end systems like a franchise does. So we're able to grow with our agents and they not outgrow us. We have something to meet them wherever they are and help them go to the next level or maintain. That's what they want to do.
I love that. And obviously you both spoke with passion about Iron Valley, which is really awesome, because in this day and age, everybody's kind of moving around. There's a lot of newer companies and newer things going on where a lot of people are questioning where they're at.
Right.
It's really evaluating, is this the right brokerage for me? And so I love to hear two people who talk passionately about how much they love where they're at. I think that's awesome. All right, tell me about the market. I always have to ask, before we went live, people, it's the sky is falling, Chicken Little. The market's tanked. Sell, buy, don't do any of it. Tell us what you're seeing out there and what you're feeling. I mean, obviously there's a shift.
Yeah, go ahead.
But is the world falling apart? What do you all see?
Listen, real estate is real estate. People still need a place to live. They still need to sell. They still have goals that they want to hit. It is still the best investment for people on the regular investment. Is that what I'm looking for here?
It's still, you can never go wrong.
You can't go wrong with it. It's just a change, and you have to know what that change is. If you have a listing that has been sitting for 3 months, like me, we just have to turn it around and say, hey, listen, instead of lowering the price, let's market it to where we're going to offer some concessions, or let's try and do a broker open again. You know, people are starting to schedule broker opens again.
I love seeing that. I do.
Yes, it's just changing back to what we knew 3-4 years ago, you know, before all the craziness. And I feel like when consumers are just slicing and dicing their prices because they want to hurry up and get a quick sale, they're really cutting themselves short.
Yes.
One of my 3-month listings, I have a full price offer on it. If I would have lowered it, you know, they would have been missing out, and I would have felt bad for them. That's not my money. That's their money that they've worked hard for.
Yeah, I think
Go ahead, Tiffany.
It's so important to educate clients. You know, we kind of tend to forget about the world pre-COVID.
Yes.
This was how it worked.
Yeah.
You listed, you hope to have an offer in 30 days.
Yes.
You know, you had showings here and there. It wasn't the mad dash of 20 showings 20 offers in 24 hours. It wasn't that before COVID and
Right.
before we had this craziness. So I think sellers are kind of, we've all kind of got caught up and forgotten about, oh no, this is a little bit more how it was before all of that. So I think it's also keeping your sellers calm.
Yes.
And letting them know that this is not catastrophic. This is just a little bit more.
It's a normal real estate market.
A little bit more normal. And
it's gone. It's stabilized a little.
Yes.
Bit. Meaning it's kind of, we're getting a little more even keel. I think, I can't remember which one of you mentioned it. It's back to the basics. It's back to the way things were prior to the craziness.
Right.
And I'm sure for you, you've seen some changes in the programs that they're offering for lending, you know, for the borrowers, for lines of equity, for refinancing, whatever they're offering. So that has been a little bit of a challenge I've seen on the listing end, where I am seeing different loan types, and I am calling the lender, and they're like, well, why are you calling me? I'm like, oh, okay, fine. I don't want to call you, because guess what else I don't want to do?
Take your offer.
Yeah. You know, you have to communicate. Real estate is about relationships. It is about working as a team. It is about the lenders and the titles, because that's what gets it done.
Mm-hmm. You have to find those partnerships that
Absolutely.
Work for you, and communication. And on the lending side, one of our biggest challenges is loan officers like to bury their head in the sand if anything bad comes up.
Yeah.
And they stop communicating, which is the absolute worst thing that you can do.
And that's why we demand local lenders, because we will track you down.
Listen.
Of that I have no doubt in my mind. That's a good point, because I would never bash another lender, but I think when you are going online and getting someone who's not in your state, not in your area, you have no idea, and you're getting this piece of paper that may or may not be a real pre-approval, might just be a pre-qualification, and you're not working with somebody local that you will see at the local watering hole or the convention or things like that. It just makes such a difference. There's no accountability when they're 7 states away or 20 states away.
Right.
And I think it's very important for all of us to build those relationships here, local or in state, at least at a minimum. So before we wrap up, I love to ask a personal question of each of you. And I'm not really sure who wants to go first, so I'm going to let you decide. But it's something it gives a good insight into people, and it's pretty short and sweet. So actually, I'll just pick. I'm going to pick Tiffany Licata first to go, and then that way, Chapman, as you lovingly refer to her, will have a minute or two to think. So Tiffany Licata, when I say the word hero, who's the first person that comes to mind for you?
Oh man, that's a tough one. I'm not gonna lie, I do see my 7-year-old wearing his like hero cape anytime you say hero, or my nephew, because that's kind of, you know, what we see right now in our daily lives. I don't really have an answer for you on that.
Okay, well, you'll think about it and come back to me. You'll have an answer at some point, I guarantee you. All right, Tiffany Chapman, how about you?
Well, I would have to say, besides my savior, Jesus, I would have to say my husband.
I love that.
On that one. I'm in so much trouble.
You still have time to recoup. We'll keep going, Germany. Oh, I forgot that one. It's fine. Why your husband?
Oh, he's just my rock. You know, I mean, this, especially starting any business, but starting a brokerage is it's no small feat. And he's actually a cattle rancher. He works outside all day and in this heat, and he still helps me with everything. He's got my back. He listens to me about all the real estate deals. He helps me talk myself through things. He helps me with our daughter tremendously, and he's just my rock. I couldn't do it without the support system. You know, I know she feels the same way.
Man, I'm in trouble.
No, it's okay.
I don't say this all the time, so I can vouch for her that she does feel that way.
So, Tiffany Licata, would you like to amend your answer?
Oh, absolutely. I'm going to withdraw. No, I definitely, my husband installs signs. He has a business, just like Chapman. He's outside all the day. He picks up the kids. He cooks. He, does all of the amazing things. And he is my number one cheerleader. He always has been. But I do have to say, my mom, I gotta let mom trump the hubs, because I'm sure she'll be watching this. Because she also does all of the same amazing things. But yeah, it does take a village to do what we do. It takes
a village. People, you have to have a support system, people you trust. My biggest thing is, just because they're in your circle doesn't mean they're in your corner. You have to really have those people that no matter what, have your back and are there to support you. So I love both of your answers. All right, so tell them the best way they can reach you. How can they learn more about Iron Valley, Osceola? How can they learn more about you two? What's the best way for them to reach out to you?
Yeah, they can email us, call us, call the office number 407-698-HOME, HOME. Sorry to hear sirens.
Our number is on fire. The fire truck had to come by.
But you can reach us on any of our social media. We're very active: Facebook, Instagram, even TikTok. You'll get some humorous and some useful educational videos, from the very entertaining world of real estate. But reach out to us anyway. Our doors are always open.
Fantastic. All right, you guys were a joy to have on. I mean that wholeheartedly. I laughed. You answered some really great questions. I love it. I love your approach, and I love that word compassion. I love the fact that you really do take your relationships seriously, and you build up on those, and you feed into them and pour into them. Thank you both for being on the show. You were amazing. So Tiffany Licata, Tiffany Chapman, Iron Horse Real Estate. Oh God, I said horse. I knew I was going to do it. Iron Valley Real Estate, Osceola. The website scrolling across the bottom. Thank you both for being on the show.
Thank you, Ted.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
Hugs and kisses to everybody. You all find a realtor you connect with. Here are two right here for you to look at. We'll see you later. Bye,
Thank you.